Hello friends, welcome you all for the next webinar, and it is one of my favorite topic that is called sales. And today we have titled this webinar as Salesman is not less than Superman. Now, is sales a great profession? Whenever you think about sales, a typical image comes to your mind that we have to go door to door selling, or it's a kind of chasing figures. Oh, it's a most of the time we are frustrated to chase. We always think how to chase figures. So means most of the time we demean the profession of sales. But let me tell you, sales is the highest paid profession in the world, and 90% of the CEOs of big corporates are from sales background. So this is a very great profession, and it is a noble profession as well. Before getting into it, deep into it, let me tell you the definition of sales. Sales is the process of transferring your enthusiasm. Sales is 90% conviction and only 10% communication of your conviction. Sell word is actually derived from Icelandic word selja and Anglo-Saxon word silen, and the meaning of this selja and silen is to serve. Actually, the meaning of sale is to serve, and for that, selling is serving in a proper way. If I would like to say, in today's world, we have to think like selling is serving. It is a mindset. Serving is a mindset. Serving mindset, if you bring in, then it is going to boost your sales. Customer never like to be sold. They don't like to be sold. If you are a customer, you will also don't like to be sold. You always like to be served. So in that sense, you have to, as a great salesman, you have to understand customer's problem, that how you can become a problem solver for him, or try to help, or act as a gap partner to achieve his goal. So in these two directions you can think and move forward. You must concentrate your all efforts on solving this thing, solving his problem, or help him achieving his goal. I'm just giving you one basic slide, though I'm not going to touch most in most of my presentation into the basics, because you all are into the, you have seen basics in number of years. So I'm today in my whole PPT, I'm going to tell you new things which you might have not heard. But one slide as a very basic, that stages of sales cycle. We start with the prospecting. We try to make a contact with them, and then we filter them out and we filter the qualified prospects, and then we nurture our prospects, and then we present our offer quotation to them, and then we handle their objections, we overcome their project objections, and then we finally close the sales. So these are the 7 stages of sales cycle. Now, just on a holistic side of view, you have to categorize your customers in 4 types. This is, one type is the cheap customers. The cheap customers are those customers who always talk about price, who always want discounts. They are always how you can reduce their prices. So they never ask or emphasize on the quality or the services. They are majorly, they are concentrating on the price front. So you have to understand, and you have to deal these customers separately in a different way. Another type of customer are called sophisticated customers. These are the customers who actually wanted to know the features, who actually wanted to know the services. They get into the detail of it. And At a very later stage, they come to the pricing. They are actually a good thinkers. So these are the customers who wanted to get into the deep understanding of the product, which actually fit them into their problem solving or not. So they are very wise customers, they are very sophisticated customers. So you have to deal these customers in a very different way. Third category of customers are very difficult customers. These are the customers who actually ask you awkward questions. They will always push you. They will always create a difficult situation for you. But these customers, through these customers, you will learn a lot. So you have to deal these kind of customers very separately, very in a different way. Now, the fourth category of customers are the affluent customers. These are the customers who don't have any issue with the money. They have good amount of money. They don't ask for discounts and all. They always look for the product that makes them class apart, that makes them stand out. That actually they are looking for the number one product. They are actually into the features. They are actually into the quality, and they don't have any issue with the problem. So they you should not offer discounts to these kind of customers, because they're emphasizing on the quality, they're emphasizing on the best possible product. So you have to deal them separately. So these are the four type of customers. Now I would like to tell you what are the traits a good salesman must possess. First is never say die attitude. I personally like this trait in any good salesman is they are the people who will not stop. They are unstoppable. They never they never lose. They never lose their hopes. They are always on their toes. They are the chasers. So this is one of the good quality one good salesman should possess. Second one is positiveness. They are always positive. Positive. They don't get into the negative part of study. They always think how they can do it, how they can do it. So they are always positive. They find out the possibilities. Third is confidence level. Their confidence level is class apart. They are always, they think they can do anything. They are energetic. Energy level. These guys are not dull. The good salesmen are not dull guys. They are always energetic. You always feel energetic when you are along with them. So energy level must be good in a good salesman. Next is the presence of mind. They always have good presence of mind at that moment. They are not here and there. They are not distracted in their mobiles and all. They have accurate, they are pinpointedly think on whatever the problem they have to solve. So they have a good presence of mind to move forward. Next is they are very good listeners. In today's world, whenever we come across the sales people, you will always see they are always, talk. They are the talking parrots. They are not a good listeners. But let me tell you, if you are a good listener, you already have a good quality to become a good salesman. So good listeners are easy to become a good salesman. Next is the well-groomed uh, personality. These are the guys, the good salesmen who always are well groomed. They are the risk takers. The good super salesmen are the risk takers. They don't get into the comfortable zone. They always think to take risk to achieve something best. And as I already mentioned, serving mindset. This is a mindset which actually makes customer comfortable that you are going to solve his problem here. You are not going to push the sales volume. They are going to, they are not only want a paycheck or a sales payment check. They are actually get comfortable with the salesperson who actually give them a problem solving ideas, who understand their pain. This is called the serving mindset. And One of the most important trait in a salesperson should be is trust. They are trustworthy guys. Whenever customer meets him in a couple of minutes, they actually get a trust with them. They uh, customer feel more comfortable with the salesperson who are trustworthy. Similarly, the team, you have a team. If you are a sales leader, you actually have to build trust within the team. Similarly, with your senior management, if you are a good sales superman or good salesperson, you will always have a good trust level with your seniors. Coming to the next slide. Now I'm going to give you random facts about the selling, and you have to just understand. One is the anyone buy something is to make their life easier, better, comfortable. So whatever you buy, you as a customer, you also as a customer, you will see that you are going to buy to make your life easier, better, or comfortable. You, when you as a salesman see your day-to-day life, you will majority of the time you will face objection or you will face no. You will listen no frequently. But you as a super salesman always have to think that no means next opportunity. 80% of the sales take average 5 times follow-up. It's an average. Sometime here and there, but as an average, it comes 80% of the sales minimum takes 5 follow-up. When you call a customer, you are a salesman. But when customer calls you, you are an expert. You are not selling any product or services to customer. You are selling the trust. I always say behave as a doctor rather than a typical salesman. You always have to think, you have to diagnose the issue, diagnose the problem of the customer. You have to empathy, you have to let him, give a feel that you understand his issue, and then you try to solve his issue. So you have to act as a doctor to the customer. And if you talk about customers all the time tune into the FM called WIFM, means what's in it for me. Customer, whenever you're talking to customer, you're interacting with the customer in the whole time duration. Customer is always looking for it, what's in it for me. So accordingly, you have to deal the customer and take his time out. Now, other some random facts of selling and aspects of sellings are, while whenever you got stuck at any situation that now how to deal with this customer, you always have to think like that you are a customer, or in other words, put your legs into his shoes, and then understand as a become as a customer that what you would be expecting in this situation, and then act accordingly and try to give him a wonderful experience, a lifetime experience. Pressure is no. When I say pressure is no, means we need not to give pressure to the customer. We should not make him uncomfortable while dealing with you. So next is make it a two-way dialogue with the customer. Sometimes we say so much and we don't listen, and we don't even ask uh, any open-ended and open-ended and close-ended questions. We must ask questions with the customer and try to make a two-way dialogue. Somebody says that he who speaks least during interaction with the customer, or during a sales call, he who speaks least earns the most. In other way, you have to listen more. Now, one of the different lookout I can give you right now, and it is a very famous saying also, that people buy emotionally, then just justify logically. Logic makes people think, emotions make people act. You can take any example. Whenever you are going to buy a car, generally you think that you are going to buy this car logically on the basis of features, fuel consumption, size, anything, all the features and all. But generally, when you get deep into your mind, you are actually going to buy this car emotionally. You just think over it. Why I'm saying this? You always going to buy a car, that this car I like the color. This color, I don't think in my society nobody would be having this color. Oh, this is big car. This car would be give me prestige. This car will give me kind of pride, or something related to your emotion. This is my lifetime first car. So just get into the deep depth of this statement. Understand it, that most of the time, or in fact it is a general thing, that people buy emotionally, but then they justify logically. In this sense, always start for any sales call with probing your buyer's motive and or hot buttons. Means that you have to probe your customer. You must ask questions with the customers first, before conveying any good point about good features about your product. Just first of all, probe customers, ask questions with him, understand his issues, and then get to the next stage.
There are only two animals on the planet
अभी आ रही है आवाज?
आ रही है
Yes, sir.
Okay.
that the Creator
Okay.
identified himself with. The first one is the eagle. The eagle. And the second animal is the lion. And when I identified those two animals as his favorite to identify himself with, I recognized I better study these two animals, because if he is the leader of the universe and I want to be a leader on earth, I better find out the nature of these animals and also the attitude of these animals. And I discovered that both of them are the kings of their domain. The eagle is the king of the bird kingdom, and the lion is the king of the animal kingdom. But let's talk a little bit about the lion. The lion has what I call the spirit of leadership. And this word spirit here is referring to attitude. Everybody say attitude. A leader has a attitude that makes him or her different from followers. Now, the lion is the king of the jungle, but the lion to me is a great source of encouragement to all of us. I want you to write this down. Remember this as long as you live. Number one, the lion is not the tallest animal in the jungle. Number two, the lion is not the largest animal in the jungle. Number three, the lion is not the heaviest animal in the jungle. Number four, the lion is not the smartest animal or the most intelligent animal in the jungle. And yet, when he shows up, they all run away. Well, here's one of my favorite quotes that I put in my books, and I believe it really brings home the point. An army of sheep led by a lion will always defeat an army of lions led by a sheep. And the answers to that dilemma is this: because leadership can transform cowards into violent warriors. The right kind of leadership can transform a timid into bold people who are fearless. Leadership is that powerful. Leadership can walk into a camp of depressed people, and in 20 minutes they have turned on into unbelievable, powerful armies. Because leadership determines everything. The lion is the king of the jungle because of one word: Attitude. Everybody say attitude. Write it down. Attitude. The lion has a different attitude that makes every animal afraid of him. Now, we don't want to lead by fear, but it does take respect for you to become a leader. When I use the word fear in the jungle, we're talking about respect. The elephant respects the lion. The hyenas respect the lion. The giraffes, they respect the lion. What makes these massive animals respect such a small cat? The attitude is the difference. For example, a lion will see an elephant, and the thing that comes to his mind, one word: lunch. I could eat this thing. And he acts the way he thinks. Now, here's another amazing mystery. The elephant is larger, bigger, stronger, more powerful, heavier, and more intelligent. And yet, when the elephant sees the lion, one word comes to mind: eater. Attitude is a product of belief. You cannot have an attitude beyond your belief. So your attitude comes from your belief system. The lion is the king because of what he believes about himself.
Now, after this video, I'm just going to tell you very simple steps of sales process, and just try to learn and understand more and more. I'm just going to refine your way of looking at sales. Means, in simple words, you have to understand three steps of sales process. First is, ask qualitative questions from customer regarding their problems to understand them better, and have a right sequence of questions. A right sequence of questions will give you better answers from the customer. So in one step, just write it down. You can just you should not forget. First step is to understand customer issues, and for that you have to ask qualitative questions in a right sequence. Second is, when you get to know their issues, when you get to know their problems, what are actually they're looking for, whatever the loss they have faced, whatever the issues, concerns, or they might be looking for the goals to achieve, then you have to show empathy. Empathy means that you have to tell them, yes sir, I understood your issue, and if I could be at your position, so definitely I would also be going through this suffering. I understand you, and you have to extend and give him a feel that you can solve his issue. That is the whole feeling which is called empathy, that you can solve his issue. You understand his issue, you understand his position, you know at what pain he is going through, and then you extend your hand to tell him that yes, I can solve your issue. This, the whole feeling is actually called empathy. And then you have to come to the next stage or next step of the sales process is, then you have to demonstrate, you have to present your product features, USPs, to define solutions to their problems. Then you have to fix their concerns with your product, with your services. So that is the third step. So these are three simple steps. You should go step by step, so that you should not leave any step behind and simply jumping to your sales pitch. That would not be a right way of dealing customer. Now I have made one slide related to that first step of the sale, which I have mentioned, that you have to ask questions to the customer, qualitative question to the customer. So the four powerful questions you must ask from your customer, and you can ask such questions wherever this there is a need of asking this question, then you can ask. It is not a 100% you have to ask this question. This is not a obligation kind of thing. You have to ask question wherever it is a need. But these are the four powerful various four powerful questions which is actually going to help you to understand his issues better, and you must ask at the first stage of sales, right? So before coming to those four questions, I'm just telling you one thing, that these are the few powerful questions, open-ended questions. Open-ended question means when you ask a question and customer explains that by getting into the detail. It is not a yes or no kind of question. It is an open-ended question where customers tell about his issues in detail. He opens up his heart. So these are the open-ended questions. You must ask customer open-ended questions for deep understanding of their issues and expectations. And then when you ask a question, then allow them to speak 80 to 90% of the time, and don't interrupt them. When you ask question and they are saying something about it, don't interrupt them, and don't get distracted also here and there. Then they will say that you are not paying attention. So ask questions and then allow them to speak 80 to 90% of the time, and then pay undivided attention. And you can also write notes. If you are not able to remember each and everything correctly, you can also write a note. This will give them a feeling that you are giving them a full 100% attention, and this they really like about any salesman, that he is actually paying full attention. So these are the basic three steps before I'm coming going to the what kind of questions, what are the four powerful questions you can ask. But these are the background of it. That open-ended question you have to ask, you have to allow them to speak 80 to 90% of the time, don't interrupt them, and then pay undivided attention. First question which you can ask from your customer, and these questions actually going to help you when customer speaks most of the time and opens up his heart, what is actually going through. So that the first question, the powerful question is, what motivates you to meet us today? What motivates you to meet us today? This will tell you the motive of customer for this meeting. Pay attention, pay undivided attention, and then let them speak without interruption. Be 100% there. Listen them carefully. Second question you can ask from your customer, that exactly what are we trying to accomplish today here? What are we trying to accomplish today here? And then very outcome driven and goal oriented. This is a very outcome driven and goal oriented question. This is actually telling him that what is the objective of this meeting, what is the purpose of this, what are we actually going to achieve. So this is a very outcome driven and goal oriented question. Third question you can ask, that where are you today and where do you want to be? It's like that, if customer is here and he wanted to be there, when you ask this question, you can actually analyze what kind of bridge you have to become, or you have to become that bridge to actually take them from here to there. So this also tells about the pain points, their issues, where they want to reach in what time frame. Time frame is also important. What is the time frame they are setting from going here to there? And then you can understand how my product and services can act as a bridge to take them from here to there. Fourth powerful question you can ask is, what seems to be the problem? and how long you had this problem. These are simple questions. Immediately you can learn also what seems to be the problem and how long you have had this problem. Remember, as a sales closer, we are problem solver. We are problem solver for the customers. If our product services is a good fit, it's fine. Otherwise, it's okay to say no. Try to find out their pain. Get into the pain. And then remember one thing which is called no pain, no sales. If customer is not going through any pain, there is a difficult chances to get the sales. So if there is a problem, dig out to understand their problem, understand their pain. Now, coming to the next slide, we have to you have seen one part where I'm saying that listen carefully, pay undivided attention. Now I'm in this next slide, in this present slide, I'm telling you that how you can improve your listening skill. Actually, each and every slide is linked with each other. So in the previous slide, I said that you have to listen carefully. Then what are the ways and means how you can improve your listening skills? So these are the five listening skills one can have. Is first you have to make an eye contact with the customer. When customer is saying something to you, you should not see here and there or in your mobile or in your diary and kind of thing. You have to listen in. You have to see in his or her eyes. Second is make notes. Take notes. Whenever you take notes, you write it down in shorthand language. They feel very important that this person is noting down my point, and give him a nodding also. Yes, like this. Yes, sir. Yes, I got this. Yes, sir. So while if you make a note, he feel very that this guy is totally giving attention to my uh, whatever the I'm saying. He's writing down whatever I'm sharing his my pain, my concern. He's writing down, so he feel good about it. That this guy is good. So take a note. Third is allow people to finish their sentences. Don't interrupt and don't jump into between whatever he's saying. Try to give him a time to finish. Fourth is respond so that other person know you are listening. Sometimes we listen like this and we don't give any reaction, or sometimes we are uh, looking here and there, maybe mobile. He's saying something and we are looking mobile. So you have to respond in this sense, like yes sir, nodding. This is called nodding. Yes sir. Oh really? Hmm. Like that. This actually gives him a feel that you are listening. You are actually listening his concerns. Fifth is open. Ask open-ended core questions. In between, in when he finishes the his his words, you can ask open-ended core questions that will take your conversation more fruitful. Then you can ask core questions with them. So these were the five uh, qualities you can develop as a good listener in sales. Next is the three qualities of a successful salesperson, which you need to understand is that the successful salesperson always think about what they want and how to get it. In their mind, it is always like that. One cycle is going here and there, that what actually they want and how to get it. What actually they want, how to get it. So this is one of the quality a sales good person must possess. Second is they are very high self confidence person. They always feel like that I am the best, I'm the best, I'm the best. That is a high self-confidence. You will always see around your the good salespersons, successful salespersons. You would see these qualities in them. Then you can reflect in these qualities in you also. Third is they work continually to confront the fears that hold most salespersons back. They fight fear of failure, and they always say, I can do it. I can do it. So this is a third quality you will always see in a successful salesperson. Coming to the next slide, this I have already told you earlier also. This is called three box strategy in sales. Three box strategy. Three box strategy is actually going to help you out when you are offering something, when you are quoting something, when you are offering, giving quotation to customer, offering your price, offering your products and all. When you come to the offering stage of your sales cycle, there this strategy will help you out. This is called three box strategy. I generally use here and there, and you can also use, and this will give you results. As I said, this is related to the offer. So in offer, I'm going to give you an example of multiplexes. Multiplexes, you will always see silver, gold, and platinum kind of ticketing. Here, though they have a three different categories, so but how they, you will see that the most of the viewers buy gold. So there is a strategy behind the three box, which is called three box strategy, where silver is the available, which is the cheaper one. Platinum is the most comfortable and the costless one, but in middle of it is the gold, which sells the most. And this is related to the three box strategy. So how you can use it, it is up to you, but I tell you how I use it. That I use it, that first aspect of it is you have to give options to the customer, and you shift your customer when you offer in this way. You shift your customer mind from accepting or refusing to which one to buy. He forgets then either I have to accept it or refuse it. They actually get into the mode of, when you offer two or three products, he gets into the mode of which one to buy, not to accept or refuse. He shifts his mind from accept or refuse to which one to buy, and then make a compelling proposition in the middle one. Most of the companies wanted to buy, sell more, middle one, which is called gold. But how we have to take that customer up to that this decision, that offer first, this is my way of doing it. Offer first the best one you have, which is called platinum, which is the costliest one also. And then if he thinks of it, he can buy. But if he asks for the option, then you have to offer them the lowest possible, which is called silver, and which is the cheapest possible. If he is not ready to buy platinum, offer the cheapest possible, that is called silver. And then when he sees the features of that silver one, he will automatically ask that in platinum you are offering 10 things, in silver you are offering only 4 things, but I'm looking for something middle of it, which is not costly, that much costly also, but at the same time having more features from silver. When he automatically comes into the middle path, then he actually going to buy. You allow him to buy at his own decision. You don't push him to the gold. If you will ask simply in the first stage to buy gold, maybe he will not buy. It is a normal consumer behavior. They will not simply buy whatever you say. They wanted to put his mind into the decision of what he want to buy. So he at his own automatically comes to the decision of buying the middle one, where the price is also little cheaper, but at the same time features also got increased from the lowest one. On automatically he will come to the middle one, which is called gold. In this way, by offering three things, in this way you will have the selling of more gold. So generally I'm saying is, then in this three, by using this three box strategy, people, the total contribution would be like silver would be 20%, platinum would be 20%, and gold would be 60% of the sale. You will have the gold. So this would be no push sales. Sales will happen automatically for this product you want to sell more. You can use it in your way also, in other way, like you can offer first silver and then platinum and customer will come to gold, whatever the way you feel. But the three box offers is actually helps you to get the sale fast and in the way the product you want to sell. Now going to the next slide, I am going to tell you another some interesting way of handling sale whenever it comes to objection. I have heard a lot of people, sir, what should I tell customer when he say I'm not interested, I'm not interested. So when customers say I'm not interested, you should not bog down. You should not simply cut the phone. You should not simply leave the meeting. You should reply like a super salesman. Means whenever customer client says that I'm not interested, what you can reply is, hey, Mr. Prospect, I understand, sir. Can I ask you a question? Next time, if you are looking for a genset, I have just put it genset word. Next time, if you are looking for a genset, can I be the first person in line that you speak to, get a second opinion or a get a quote? When you reply in this way, customer immediately get to know that this is going to be a good idea to listen you. He will not ignore you then. Whenever customer say I'm not interested and you put down the phone, second time you will call, then he will not entertain you. What you should do, whenever customer say I'm not interested, immediately you should tell them that, hello Mr. Prospect, whatever his good name, I understand, sir. Can I ask you a question? Next time, if you are looking for a genset, can I be the first person in line that you speak to? Get a second opinion or get a quote. Second, you can, when he says, oh yes, I can, I can, I can call you second for the second quotation or for an alternative. Then you can simply jump to your second statement that, sir, can I send you more information which you can keep right next to you or in front of your desk or in front of your table, so that whenever you are going to buy again, you should be having this as an in front of you, this information, leaflets and all. Then third, you can simply also ask that, before I get off the phone, sir, what might have to happen before you being looking for different product brand? You just telling him what are the ways and means to getting a dealing with you. What might have to happen before you begin looking for a different product or brand? Then he can tell, might be if your price would be better than my existing product which I bought, then I can simply look for the second option. Or maybe if your services would be better, then I can think of you. Or if you say, if your this feature would be enabled better than my existing one, I can look for you. So you have to ask such kind of question. Now write down whatever he's saying, maybe price, maybe feature, maybe service, maybe anything. You just write down that intel key point mentioned by the customer, and remember to start your next conversation with this customer with these key points, and highlight in that next conversation that you have made those points incorporated in your offer, in your product, in your to meet his expectation. So this is the way to handle whenever customer says that I am not interested, and you can handle it like a boss. Second major objection which I have listened from my sales team or sales people around me, that whenever client says, I will get back to you. Now in this scenario, again, I want to tell you that you need not to stuck there. Generally, customers will say, I am busy, I will get back to you. So how to handle this objection? You can reply like
Hello.
this. Well, am I audible? आवाज
Yes,
आ रही है
sir.
मेरी?
Yes, sir.
हाँ
Yes, sir.
मैं
Yes, sir.
कंप्लीट करता हूँ.
Hello, sound are you clear? Hello.
Yeah, I think it is audible to everyone except Amit. Amit, you just need to check out your this thing, uh, handset headset. अमित आवाज आ रही है अभी? हेलो. हम्म.
सर उसने मैसेज दिया है बॉक्स में देखे.
ओके ओके, वो आ जाएगा. उसी का इशू है. सबको अगर वॉइस वॉइस आ रही है तो उसको नहीं आ रही, तो उसका कोई इशू होगा. योर रिप्लाई मस्ट बी your reply must be to this objection is, well, Mr. Prospect, usually when someone says I will get back to you, I never hear them again. Let me ask you a straight question. What would it take for you and I to do business today, not tomorrow? What kind of question it is? You are simply saying कैसे होगा, means let me ask you a straight question, sir. What would it take for you and I to do business today, not tomorrow? And then whatever he replies, maybe a better price, maybe a service, maybe a reference he wanted to seek, you can pinpoint focus on that specific concern and then respond him better. In this way, you can handle this objection. Or in other way of asking, I have just mentioned other way of asking is, sir, usually I never hear back. You are being polite, but tell me what's going on. Is that warranty? Is that price, services, etc.? Means what part of deal you don't like? And then whatever he replies, ask, what if I make that plan for you? Will that make a difference for you? In this way, you can handle this objection also very nicely as a good salesman. These are there are I know there are so many objections majorly comes across in your day-to-day life, maybe five or six, but most of the time you will face these two objections, which I have tell you how you can handle them in a better way. Now this slide I have put it for the people who are actually dealing channel, and they are actually appointing dealers, distributor in day to day their work. So if I have to appoint as a new dealer or a distributor or any channel, I have to look two kind of criteria. One is, I call, in my terminology, I call it hardware, and second I call software. In hardware means I have to look, first is what kind of ownership this company is having, this dealer is having, whether he's having partnership or proprietorship. This actually makes a difference for you. Second is what kind of infrastructure what he has. Maybe you are looking for a big showroom, he has a small showroom. Maybe you are looking for a uh, you know uh, with office with a go down and he's having only office. So you have to just find out the infrastructure which is actually suitable for you or not. Third is the location. That location matters the most, where the visibility is there, customer walk-in is there. So you have to find out, is this location good for you? Next is the financials, whether he is having a good financials which can actually cope up your requirement for the products he has to stock, he has to sell in rotation. Other brands dealerships means what kind of dealerships he has right now. He's whether he is dealing with the relevant kind of products which actually helps the selling of your product also. So you have to see these kind of things in this hardware kind of criteria you are looking for. And the last one which I feel is that existing stock level, what kind of stock he has maintained in terms of volume, in terms of value. So what is the kind of stock level he maintains? So these are the things, few things, though there would be few more, but these are the major ones which I'm telling you. In terms of hardware, you have to look out these kind of criteria to meet in the new dealer or distributor or retailer appointment. Now, parallelly, you have also to see the software, which I see as what kind of goals this person is having, whether he is ambitious, whether he wants to do something big in his life, what kind of goals. So you can ask these random questions, open-ended questions to this kind of dealer or prospect once you are meeting them. So what is your goal in your life? What is your goal in next 1 year, next 5 years? And then let them complete. This will tell you actually where he is interested, what he want to become. Second is what kind of attitude he has, what kind of attitude he has, whether he's a go-getter kind of personality, whether he's a lethargic kind of personality. You get to know the and attitude of this guy. You have to be watchful. You have to see his behavior, how he's dealing with the customer, what kind of words he's using while talking to the customer, what kind of behavior he's having with his own team. You have to see his behavior. You have to be, very observant once you are, meeting and visiting these guys. Next is you have to be uh, you have to see what is his goodwill in the market, what kind of goodwill he has in the market, what kind of relevant experience he has, which actually helps you to sell your product also. So you have to see this thing, and last but not the least, you have to see his interest level to join your association. Now coming to the next slide is initial hand holding, what is required for this kind of channel. There would be so many things, but I have listed down the major ones. That first you have to give him the training on product knowledge so that he can actually know what kind of product is selling, what are the USP. So you have to tell the product, give him the product knowledge. You have to tell him how to quote. You have to give the price offering. You have to tell how to offer this kind of pricing. You have to support him to liquidate his secondary faster. Once you make a dealer, you give them some primary sales which he stocks, we keep as a stock, but you have to tell him a ways and means. You have to train him, you have to educate, you have to lead as an example for him while visiting the customer, to help him to faster the liquidity of his stock, means the secondary sales. Next is you have to always, we can't say and we always give him a training in his office itself. You can give that kind of training by doing the real practical example, by visiting along with him to the customer, visiting the site, make a regular joint meeting with the customer, conduct promotional activities in his area. Once you make a new dealer, and you wanted him to immediately get established, so help him out in uh, making brand awareness, product awareness, and do more and more promotional activities in the beginning in his region. Appreciate him on small successes. Generally, this is a very vital thing, which is a basic need of any person. Once you get associated with him, whatever he do, good job in his day-to-day work, appreciate him, which will motivate him to get going. And whatever the meeting you do, initial hand holding meetings you do with that channel partner, you have to document that meeting with your minutes of meetings, MOMs, so that he would be always serious, you would be always serious in both ways. Whatever you have signed off in that your visit in your meeting, you are going to do that action plan which you have taken, so that next time you are visiting, he would be always doing his uh, homework, and you would be also doing your homework. And when you are meeting next time, you are going to discuss on the next level, not on the same level. Now I'm going to tell you in this slide what are the common mistakes of sales people, and including me, all people in sales generally get into one or the other kind of mistakes which we should not do. Is we talk so much, we are talking so much and listening less. You have to balance it out. You have to listen to your customer, your person first, and then you have to talk. And again, you have to balance it out to make a two-way communication. It should not be like only he is telling and you are not talking anything, or only you are talking and he is only listening and he is not talking anything. So you have to balance it out and to make a two-way communication. So this is one of the hack which generally sales people get into. We talk so much and listen less. Why I'm telling you these things, so that you should be always aware what should not be do, what should not be doing as a good salesman. Second is discussing price too soon. We should not discuss price too soon. I know price customer is curious to know the price as well, but we should not jump quickly into the pricing, which actually sales people do. This is again second issue is discussing pricing too soon. Third is overconfident. This is one quality which actually becomes a mistake when we you know increase this quality too much, which is called overconfident. And there is a very thin layer between confident and overconfident. We should think about it. Fourth is don't see the clear outcome of the meeting. We simply go meeting on meeting, back to back meetings, and sometimes we don't set the clear outcome of the meeting, what is expected out of this meeting. Sometimes we forget that, and we used to do our basic thing in that meeting, and we don't set the clear cut outcome of that meeting. So this is one of the common mistakes. We get sometimes we get distracted by our phones or maybe other distractions around, and we don't pay attention in that meeting. So this is one of another common mistake of a salespeople. Another common mistake is did not do adequate research about the prospect. You are meeting a very important client. He is going to give you very big business, crores of business in year around, but we do not do any research about him before going for a first meeting, first sales call with him. So this is another mistake we do. And neglecting the customer experience. Whatever the customer experience he has, or he may be expressing to you, we neglect the customer experience. This is another common mistake which we should not do, we should avoid. So now you have heard so many things related to sales and different spheres of the sale, different aspects of the sales. You have listened very carefully about this various aspects of the selling. Now it would be audible. Yes.
Were you too tired, too sore? You just don't feel like it? Those days? Those are the days that count. When you have those feelings, it's even more important to step up and get some. If you got something to do, don't put it off till tomorrow. Don't do that. Don't voluntarily do anything tomorrow that you should be getting done today. Get it done today. Don't wait. Attack it, destroy it, and move on.
Stop waiting for something to move you and move yourself. You're your biggest problem. Everything is external that moves you. Now I want you to start moving yourself internally. I want you to be able to push your buttons and not let anything else push your buttons. You gotta move you every single day. If you get to a point in your day and you...
One second. किसकी स्क्रीन पे नहीं आ रहा है?
मेन स्क्रीन पे नहीं आ रहा है वीडियो, प्रेजेंटेबल मोड पे नहीं आ रहा है।
बाकी तो आ रहा है क्या?
आ रहा है।
अविनाश आपको आ रहा है?
आ रहा है सर, आ रहा है।
ओके, तो फिर ये प्रभाकर तुम्हारे
प्रभाकर तो अपना ना दूसरे जो अतुल का दूसरा वाला उस पर पिन
करता हूँ। ओके ओके,
हाँ, आई एम स्टार्टिंग अगेन नाउ। हाँ,
यस सर
सर।
Those days that you don't want to do anything, where you're too tired, too sore, you just don't feel like it, those days, those are the days that count. When you have those feelings, it's even more important to step up and get some. If you got something to do, don't put it off till tomorrow. Don't do that. Don't voluntarily do anything tomorrow that you should be getting done today. Get it done today. Don't wait. Attack it, destroy it, and move on.
Stop waiting for something to move you and move yourself. You're your biggest problem. Everything is external that moves you. Now I want you to start moving yourself internally. I want you to be able to push your buttons and not let anything else push your buttons. You gotta move you every single day. If you get to a point in your day and you down and out, if you get to a point in your day and you exhausted, you get to a point in your day and you're not feeling it, you can stop right there and change the mood. Nobody control your mood. You control your mood. You control your feelings.
I don't care how small it is. I don't care how minuscule the movement is, but make movement. Move forward and do that every single day, no matter what, including today. You aren't getting any closer to your 5-year plan or your 3-year plan or your 7-year plan or any plan that you got unless you get up and start getting after it today.
I woke up one day and stopped making excuses. I woke up one day and stopped playing the blame game. I woke up one day and looked at the man in the mirror and was like, yo, bro, what are you doing? Wake up. It's showtime. Let's go. Get up. Go to class. Get up. Do your homework. Work on your gift. It was given to you, but you got to hone it. And the reason why some of you are not where you're supposed to be, you've given yourself an option. You've given yourself an out. You've given yourself an excuse. But you have what it takes to do it. And the problem with some of you in this room, you don't have no drive. You ain't got nothing pushing you. You have no reason. You better find one before you get out of here today. You don't belong at the bottom, and it's time for you to get your butt from down there. It's time for you to stop being comfortable at the bottom. Get your butt up and get to where you're supposed to be. You are royal priesthood. Get where you belong. Do what you're supposed to do. Live like you're supposed to live.
So thank you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching this video and for attending this webinar so actively. I have just made this webinar little crispier to give you more in less time, and whatever the questions you have regarding this or whatever the doubts you have, we can clear it out in our next session. And in next session we will take the role play also. I believe in that role play you are going to apply whatever you have learned, you have understood about the sales In that role play, we would be making one person a customer, a second person a salesperson, or one person as a uh, uh, dealer and second person a salesperson. So in that role play, you will going to apply all what have you learned today. So thank you for watching this webinar, which is called Salesman is not less than
Superman.
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 Superman. So always feel pride of doing sales because it is not a easy thing. We don't feel that, if somebody is not able to do this thing, he's get into sales. You should feel proud. You should be feeling like it is a noble profession, and that's why I always say salesman is not less than Superman. Thank you guys.
Superman.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
See
Thank
you
you, sir.
next
Please
time.
take care, sir.
See you next time. Take care. I'm going to send this video to all you all. Thank you.